Bobiwine is very important. One, Bobiwine, it has emerged now is after an examination. You know the best students in the school. Bobiwine emerged the leader of opposition.
Meaning that is one of the wise men.
Now is the spokesperson and leader of the opposition in Uganda. Previously, it could not work because if Bessie attended and Mugisha Muntu attended and Bobiwine attended, who would you decide to sponsor? As you would take Bobiwine as an underdog. But the results have proved that Bobiwine is now the legitimate leader of the opposition. If you go early at a tap with the piped water, without water, what's your coming early help you? If you go to a waterless tap and you come early, what helps you? If you go to school on a Sunday, only to sit in the front benches when other students have not come.
What do you mean, Mr. Milon?
When do you unite? They can only unite not to defeat Museveni because it is early. Politics is played in the present tense. The factor that will determine the future politics of 2026 have not emerged. Me, I know the dynamics of politics. I know that immediately you change sides, immediately you cross, immediately. At times, agreement. An agreement, political science, if the conditions under which the agreement was made change, it is null and void. If an agreement is implemented 40%, is a done deal. If during the agreement, the president offered you 2 ministers and they give you a yellow members and a few others, then the political agreement is a done deal. President Chariko has realized that he is the only person who can attract the attention of the people. Yes. Anti kubudia mu government.
Nacha excellency.
No, mu government ye. But trustinga ye. Kuba mwena alemu. Tebayina code, nobody speaks authoritatively.
NRM is
Bamba bazibavamu. Balugunda. Kakati the problem is who can talk authoritatively about an issue? He himself only. He have yemanyite ebintu. Those who have suffered the red card understand it better. If you ask a man like Kandiko card to come back to Uganda, why? His name cannot go through the banker system. If you have a travel ban, you don't go to the US, you don't even visit your people. Even if they give you a limited time to sell your properties, you joke with the travel ban. See, people to benefit from Museveni, you have to be his opponent. But once you want to support Museveni, is a punishment in his government to support him. I don't know why. So, echo nze kyemba gamba. Nze sikalina bintu kulinnya tetulina ne Museveni tabinako control. But the issue is nti mubajjeko emirimu gyabwe. Even those who are capable of buying these goods at these current prices, mwababbako n'emirimu gyabwe. In 1969, Obote banned all political parties. DP was revived in 1980 with different key players. You just mentioned the word DP. Then, when the president came in 1986, the members of the Democratic Party joined Museveni en masse, leaving their party empty. But Semogera, after serving 9 years, with some of these people thinking like the idiots who was talking now, that the DP has been swallowed. Semogera went and raised dust in 1996. At one time, everywhere, UPC, UPC, Masaka, UPC, Mbalala, UPC, Bushenyi, UPC, everywhere, where is UPC? Even in Adam can disintegrate easily. Because I have not come across an accusation that goes directly to Museveni. But mafia how can you antagonize people in the market, in the city, when people are going through economic hardships? No kina ne mo wino no omukozi no kyonkolo nyo wino kubanga aliwo abamutumayo sente abantu banonya ka kulia mo wino tituzimba owino tumutemyemu poloti nze nabagamba nti bwemba mugamba ti gavumenti ebalabirire kiba kitegeeza nti okufunyisa mukazi w'olubuto funa ebbaluwa ku LC. That's what it means.
Ofuna omuntu akuyambeko.
Babategekere mimayi kwalo si bwavu nti weebuli kwalo yange kuddira abantu balina emirimu gyabwe ne mujja bajjako.
Uganda mwebale kwekuuma tumwebale kubaawo mwetuli etagwamu byewunyisa buli kiseera ensi etagwamu kugamba oba Uganda yabizibu mukulu mirundi kuba newunyiza okulaba omukwano gw'opondo naye ayakula ne mu studio gwe kyotakola
anti redda gamba bulire ekibalemye mu Uganda okutegeera. That's when I come and help you. But I want to retire. I've done a lot of work for this country.
Retire.
Time comes when you have to attend to your family. I've suffered a lot. I've suffered a lot. At times I cry. Who come on air to talk, study them. There is bitterness inside their minds. Buli wena alimu yenna ajja ku radio n'ayogera oba ku TV nze Katonda yanyamba tebampa ssente tewali kye bampa. I'm coming out because I feel an obligation to guide the society. Kubanga buli kantu konna kemba koledde bukuufiira biki byonna tebansasudde nina okubeera suffocated. Waliwo ayagala okunteeka mwanda we yaze which I cannot do. Kakati nze mbatunuulya mbamanyi ti when you go to a panel with an opposition man, an opposition person comes driving himself. An opposition person will have money. But the NRM people who speak on their behalf have nothing. Why? The people who handle money in the State House prefer to give money to opposition people to praise them. Two, there is a strategy. The strategy is nti abenali mubaba lowoozesa nti is an obligation to guard and defend the government. Even where money is given, bote babawa. Okitegedde?
Yes, sir.
Nti abenali babakwata okumanya abasajja bano bajoozi basobola okukwata ssente ne baziteeka ku TV oba radio. Gwe mbwa ogenda oboogerere Kalisa bamuwadde ssente embwa yaabwe yegenda ekole ki oba ne bakuteeka kakiiko kati gwe you believe ti sitting on Museveni's committee is a privilege. So nga ssente baziwadde bo bali mu Serena bali ku wisikiwa baguze bizimbe. Kakati everywhere NRM people are disappointed, are frustrated. When you talk to people like Buchana, Buchana's father is on his deathbed. She cannot even buy a tablet.
Buchana's father?
Yes. Buchana took one of his sons to the police force. The boy was tortured and lost mental abilities. Alinga yagweddalu. Abaana bange babiri ba dokita bagenda mu medicine to do massage. You have to be from a government hospital. Got the money is involved. Abange babagana. My children were disqualified. Obunuka. Kubanga I have to be submissive. Nina okwagirako omuntu ayagala obwa president. I have to be suffocated. Naye kakati gwe How does Buchanan feel? If you believe an NRM person was sick, yali badde mu America nga Nambozi. Kubanga the trick is abali mu State House handling money. Bachimanyi. If you give wa NRM, singa president yangamba nti bampe billion ya sente, tebayiza kujimba. Tebasobola. Bambulokinga butamulaba. When the president offers you money, they grab it and ensure that you not see. Bwaganti mumumpitire ku switchboard bagati atuvuze. Abera mmwe ngaba nebajja kuwandagala envunyu mu mpale. Abantu abo Museveni baaligoba abo n'abagoba. Obusungu ensi bwe bayinako nga Nakalema ne bamunyweza nga Nalweso ne bamunyweza. Bantu bakambwe. Kyekibakoze ebintu ebyo. Nti abeNRM bo tebaweebwa. No. They prefer to give opposition money. Why? If an opposition person is given money, if Museveni gives you half a billion, and they give you even 50 million, you can't make a noise. So they prefer to give opposition money. Why? Because the opposition is fear to be exposed. These people are handling money in the State House. President Museveni bw'aba yakuwa sente ne bazibba. Normally ogenda ku mukolo gwe you are arrested. Bantu bangi abakwatiddwa including Lugasa. Olukulaba webati ne balogera ne bakwatirawo. Kakati abantu b'NRM bali bitter. Imagine Aisha Kabanda was one of the people in the State House who used to terrorize us, expressing that we are very close to the president. Luma Mongali. Naye bwe yava mu bwa Museveni yamuwa obwala disi Kampala. Yabulekawo n'agenda mu Nuupu. Mu Nuupu yayingiridde parliament. Do you see it?
Yep.
Yes. See, people to benefit from Museveni, you have to be his opponent. But once you want to support Museveni, is a punishment in his government to support him. I don't know why. We call it system analysis. I wish I had started this trend, studying them, because my family has paid a lot. We have paid a heavy price. We have paid. Even the UPC government would not treat us the way we have been treated in this government. My family has been badly treated. My son was battered. My wife targeted. I've been poisoned 5 times. I've survived the shags.
Bakuwala nnyo buli wamu.
Kubanga waliwo ayagala okuntekamu bwa presidential bid ye. Waliwo abaagala covering emisango gyabwe. So therefore,
yes,
when you look at Ofono is not a happy man. During the locust boom, everybody was stealing the money. This is when they sent Ofono to study in China. What does Ofono have? In spite of his spirited defense against NRM destruction.
Naye oyinza okujoga ku Opondo okwo. Yajogedde omwami Lukwago.
Let me tell you, Lukwago tujjamu kuba nnyo.
Mr. Mirundi.
Yes, bonna tujja kuba.
Are you supporting the act
yes,
of Lukwago?
I support it 100%.
Betting people in the studio.
And the Ofono did it halfway. Could have finished him. Yes. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. I don't have any problem with the Waiswa. Waiswa does not benefit at all in NRM. But you find an idiot like Lukwago. Lukwago is an idiot, a political idiot. Why? Lukwago's mayor is a staff of Museveni. Yes. Because the Kampala State Authority is an authority with elected directors.
Yep.
Otherwise, according to the constitution, the authority is under the total control of Museveni. Even Kampala ministers are appointed to perform as Museveni delegates his powers. Otherwise, if Museveni had the powers, he would be the in charge of Kampala, according to the constitution. Now, you look what Mupakas of Museveni. A staff of Museveni like Ofono, abusing Museveni, slap him, kick him below the belt. Mukuba, you find a person like the leader of opposition. He has billions of his budget. He comes immediately, he has escorts. Mine are paid for by myself. The vehicle is the fuel. I'm paying my fuel. You find these people who are fed by government coming and fighting, abusing Museveni. What should we do? What do you expect a man like me who doesn't get anything from these people?
But you're you always supported President Museveni as an individual, not because it's for the party.
At times I want, are these really local?
Basamize.
Are these people really local?
That
a man who defends, because the question is, yefu buchana, yefu muwanga lutaya, do you see what the people of Butambala have done to Chivumbi, Muwanga Chivumbi? Bamugobye emisinde was a dani. Bamulese tali nnyo yabali amulu. Ayina gwe yasoma naye ye yamuyigiza ebyobusiru. Muwanga natandika okulya sente n'ava ku bantu. Bamulese atajja kudda ne mulungu bajja mwambula empale Muwanga. Kubanga these people don't invest. They use short-term strategies. But do you know how the people of Butambala have reacted to Muwanga? A daddy. Muwanga used to abuse Museveni. Kati azimbizika ina gwe yasomanga naye. Oyo gwe yasomanga naye ku university yamuleeta mu bino ye yamukyusa n'amutwera. Kati ate Muwanga bagenda mudduka ko bube bakola. Olumala kukyayisa abantu nga badduka. Kyobola nze bannemu. Tomujja ku mpewo. Tokale tutya. Tutuleeta ogere ne siryogerako nabo. Abavubuka siryogerako nabo. Ku nsi mu kabuli ne mu ggulu siryogerako n'abasajja. If they want, if they are liyobalokole, baliteeka sente ze ku account. Naye sibikolere. Kakati kyegamba nti abantu alokulanza halo
yo senior Tamale mirundi omanyi ebyokola ina bingi so abeera nga bamukubira buli kiseera kivumbi bamutute emisindi batwale n'abalala babaduse
nkubulira tikakati Muwanga Kivumbi mwana muto chance ye food. Yes, you cannot go there. Kakati nkubulira nti ange abantu gye babayinamu. Let me tell you, if you are an important man, never seduce a woman.
If you are an important man,
yes,
never seduce a woman.
Yes,
you know what to fit the society.
Ajja kujja mudu nga tosobola. Kakati if you are not going to work for the people, don't incite them, because the people don't invite you. It's you people who come. This is why, for me, I structured my programs in such a way that these are educative programs. It doesn't matter where you belong. No, I structure because I knew that in politics you cannot move from one extreme end of politics to the other. Namboza alimbi abantu neka tacha asobola balimba. Tayinza kudda. Nti gobulira beera of financial yango obula. Buli wabeera wekiranga ngo obula. Ezo ze zitabula. Ngakwata obufude embibu obukidde busebbowa ngabuwayo ku sente. Why do you say when the daughter of the president went outside to deliver, Namboze picked it up. Muwanga picked it up. The money could construct maternity wardens gone. Agola ebitanda bwebiti. Lwaki yete bakyogera busebbowa obufikete kasebbowa kabukidde kukaweereza sente ne kakayira. Nebuli okabuga Namboze mulwadde Namboze obu obufikete obwamonito obugwago gwawo. So this is what I hate about the media. But you cannot deceive people every day. Walowooza abaatukanganga mu buto bakyatukanga. Tukuyite gundi akulye muyite. Tali abantu twakitegeera. Kati abo n'abazannyi obubadi bagenda kuggwawo. Because the population yo tekola ki Seggona okyamulaba ye Namboze pendulum. Seggona Muwanga Kivumbi beba pendulums. Why do you comment on the Democratic Party nga mwagidduka mudda?
Natsabika yo Democratic Party because muwasookera naawe
nkoboli the Democratic Party teyina gyeraga
nateriiwo bamaze gitunda era olunaku olwajjo era twalabyeko olunaku olwajjo abantu bonna bazze mu Nuupu.
That is stupidity. What do you know? If a woman converts to Islam from Christianity to Islam, what rituals do they perform? Omukazi ngavudde bamukomola.
Omukazi ngavudde mu Kristaayo
layingira obusiramu bamukomolawa. Ne bwaba yakyalira ensiko tebamukomola. kati njagala ombulire kaadi za DP ze basudde ziriwa stupidity busiru abo banuka obusiru busiru bwennyini banukanga amazzi
bawajuwe ujinia
anti nkubuulira nti what do you take from the Democratic Party? Tell us what has been your contribution to the Democratic Party? Waliwo ekintu mu economics tukiyita goodwill. As long as a company has its goodwill, the Democratic Party is not sellable, is not movable. It's in the hands of people. Unless those who don't know history. Let me educate you. In 1969, in the 1960s, the 50s, 60s, Kabaka ganged up with UPs to wipe out the Democratic Party. But DP survived. In 1969, Obote banned all the political parties. DP was revived in 1980 with the different key players. You just mentioned the word DP. Then, when the president came in 1986, the members of the Democratic Party joined Museveni en masse, leaving their party empty. But Semoged, after serving 9 years, with some of these people thinking like the idiots who was talking now, that the DP has been installed. Semoged went and raised dust in 1996. When he had served, you just mentioned, you go to any constituency and fight, and the question is money. At one time, everywhere, UPC, hey, UPC, Masaka, UPC, Mbalala, UPC, Boshenyi, UPC, everywhere, where is UPC? Even in a condition, easily. Because the
but was no Chiriko, Kampala, no Barara, no. If children quarrel in the presence of their father, what would happen if he is dead? If Mukula can come up and say what he said, that undermine the results, have a negative date on the results. Mukula. You warn. Can you say that because these students had no teachers, the teachers were always on strike, and you can say because and now they are the best students in Uganda? What Mukula says adversely affects the result, dents the results. If the chairman of SEC, a member of the executive committee of the ruling party, can shout in the public immediately after the election, it tells you that this party has no future in absence of Museveni, because they have the resources. Do you know how much money does a member of SEC get a month? We don't
about
know.
10 million.
But the same applies comes. Do you think that NRM, they still have future in this nation?
As long as the Baganda have a good proverb, that a poisonous man will always, a poisonous man with the food will always have people to kill. Like now, can Salim Saleh, General Salim Saleh, tell his friends are not friends and his enemies when they converge where he is to get money? Is it possible to know?
It's quite hard.
It's hard. When you are in power, you cannot know whether people support you or not.
Never buvam.
And kubuulira.
Olabira kabasa.
Yes, nti kakati oyinza okusanga omukazi beautiful ba mate nga yavuma n'abantu.
A beautiful ba.
Yes.
Mate.
But bwakaddiwa afuna bakadde batondo. Abate kyavuma.
Oyo ye NRM.
Abate kyavuma. No. Any political party without resources. Yep. Egwawo. These parties, UPC and DP, they have survived because their foundations were strong. They are founded on something that cannot go. Religion. Over the leaders of the Democratic Party, is only Sebana Chisogo is not a Catholic. The rest are Anglican. Even Mao is a Catholic, but a non-Muganda. So you can see, UPC, how many Catholics can lead UPC? So these stronger parties, these are parties that you need to revive any time. If for Mao, a Democratic Party member, becomes the president of the, you can see a stronger DP because it has now food. Once you have food, you have people to poison.
Nengo, do you think Mao will add value to NRM?
Has already added value.
Which value?
And let me tell you, if you say man like Museveni talking to you, how many politicians has not talked to? That alone.
No, there are people who are hard,
And
hard
I'm
to convince.
telling you.
No, for example, you can't convince Bobiwine. Bobiwine, you can't convince Bobiwine Mirundi.
Linda.
Twalife now no His Excellency Bobiwine bwaje
okukyali. Mulinda wangule by election yo mu Kampala Central. Onoraba tageze mwenale. Ekimwisa chairman w'enaale. Lyerinye lyamukala ko chairman w'enaale.
Chairman w'abakozi.
He was the
chairman w'abasubuzi, si wa chairman wa NRM.
Kakati nze nkubulya nenkugamba ti mu Uganda temuli politician atasobola kukola naawe.
The gladiator Bobiwine oli edunamist
taliyo.
Tajja kukyuka oyo.
Kandi nkubulidde bw'aba asobola okubeera mu parliament ya Museveni. Bw'aba parliament asobola okugibeeramu. Mu Uganda temuli. Baba tebakugambyeko.
How come for you never change to other parties?
Anti nze nkubuulira bonna mbamanyi be bamu. Me, you know, I'm mature. I did political science at the university. I've been in this game from 1979. Whenever nabizewo mu kimu 80 wa mbibaddemu nti you look at the trail. Ababudde mu opposition ne bayingira NRM okyabawulirayo. Kakati tunuli abayimbi bakusasira COVID yaggwawo. Bayimba manyija inaja ayinza okuyimba.
Nanti Jerome Bonikas.
Yes. Kakati nze sifanana nabo. You know,
NRM abasinga bafa bufi.
Even if you join the other party, Kateka ya went to FDC. Mugisha muntu went to FDC. And he went to FDC. What has changed? Ugandans don't believe in converts. Tikiriyo muwanga bamulese ekinoddeko kumujja mu mpale. Ayina omulenzi gwe yasoma naye yamutawaanya era mutwala mu ebyo. Manyi babaga nja kuba minisita ojja kufuuka minisita wa finance ojja ne babakozesa abaana aba wange njogera naawe ng'ennyondo eri wano ngenda okwogera naawe ng'ennyondo eri mu ntebe wange tebajjaayo mirundi that somebody can come and play around with me when I've stood up against powerful people for the last 10 years. You see, my children have not suffered. Naye sisobola kujogebwa ekyo balimba bazanya.
Nitwengalabi.
Nkubuulire, I was here. Nenda abakulosinga nga bava mu DP bayingira ewa Paulo Muwanga. Kalugire in his book yawandika paper. A change, is it wind of change or a change in the wind? Kalugire says that as a professor at Makerere University, he was seeing his colleagues at the university resigning to join.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Nze Haji Kabogoza omusomi w'edduwa ntereza ensonga z'amaka ebyenfuna n'endwadde ezitategeerekeka. Haji Kabogoza omusomi w'edduwa nsiŋŋaanibwa ekitigoma ku lw'ejjinja. Bw'obanga otuuse ekitigoma mu ttawuni ku siteegi osobola okuba ku nnamba z'essimu ezo z'olaba zitambula. Gwe wenna ali ewala oyinza okuyita ku mukutu gwaffe ogwa WhatsApp ku layini eyo eya MTN obudde bwonna mbeerako. Bw'obanga otuuse ekitigoma ku stage osobola okulaba aba boda boda ne bakuleeta awaka oba n'onkubira ku nnamba z'essimu ezo.
To participate in the 1985 general election because it was scheduled for 1985 from 80 to 85. Kalugire states that I knew that those elections were not going to take place, but others were resigning. I know the dynamics of politics. I know that immediately you change sides, immediately you cross, immediately. At times, agreement. An agreement, more political science, if the conditions under which the agreement was made change, it is null and void. If an agreement is implemented 40%, it is a done deal. If during the agreement, the president offered you 2 ministers, and they give you a members and a few others, then the political agreement is a done deal. So, it's a done deal. It's not a guarantee. But Mao has also, politics is for risk takers. Mao has taken a risk. It is going to enable him to understand the dynamics of governing a state. How funny. He is going to get opportunity using government resources to demonstrate his skills. Mo is an orator. He is now going to participate in a beauty contest. He has been given a platform. Whenever he has been going, he would be subjected to tear gas. Now, the same policemen who are subjecting him out to tear gas are going to salute him.
So he has benefited?
Yes.
But do you buy the act of President Museveni what he's doing?
No, yes, it depends. Mao is not like me. Me, I've been unfortunate because I got involved in the battle inside the palace. Somebody wants to use me as his testicle in his underpants. This way I've disagreed. Nti ninokukkiriza amwenyebonye family yange agisuffocating oba munzita but I will not accept. You put my money on my account. If it is working together, I will think about it maybe in 5 years. But now I'm angry like Ofono. We are bitter people. We vomit fire. You vomit fire.
So you are stressed. Musteka kabana abantu abalala.
N'abaana bange bennyini beewuunye. Gwabakoledde obukofiira ne batakusasula. N'obakubira obutabo ne batakusasula.
N'oboogerera?
No. Akuboogera nze neeyogerera. Do they pay for my programs?
No.
Yes. It's me who is marketing myself, not them. I'm more known than even the Minister of Information. When I make a statement, it's believed than any person in the government.
Yeah.
Yes. I have credibility. I've demonstrated that I'm intelligent. I've demonstrated for 10 years that I can survive away from government. And I'm not a criminal. Why is it that? Why do you believe that when Nabusai retired or sacked or what, we don't know? Why has the media not subjected her to maligning like me? They published negative articles about me for 6 months. I calculated the money to 100 million. But they will pay the money. They turned me into Mabugo and collected the Mabugo when I'm leaving.
Okay.
They will pay that money. One day they will pay.
Obaba Gala?
Oh, Baja Kugula Kabuli and give us son second. Gavana Baba Guakaba Zukuru. Oh, such you Guerremo de la Fitina. Eyononaban.
Okay. Mukulu mirundi. Eyembera eri mu ggwanga Ensonyi eyammawo okugenda mu NRM naye ate ekya sinza okunsanyusa nze ng'omuntu olwanyuma lw'okulaba nti His Excellency Bobiwine meeting yabadde olunaku olwajjo DP, FDC, UPC bonna begasse ku kibiina kya North. I was an eyewitness okwalaba nga bazze mu ggwanga.
Let me tell you, there are things that are timely and not timely. When should the people become, political parties become united? Political parties can unite under the instructions of donors. The donors can decide. Unless because they have scarce resources. If you want us to finance you, work together. Dictated by what? By the donors. This is why Besigye refused to give way to Mbabazi. He refused. And the donors abandoned the message. 2, when do you get united? As I've been explaining, that you can get united if you are facing a second round. If you deny Museveni 50+1 vote as required by the Constitution, and you are going back to the second round, you can say, we could win. You look at the percentage. You can say that, oh, we can win, but we could win. But the problem was that we scattered our votes. We split our votes. We divided our votes. Then that can force you into a union because you have already known. Yes, you have already known. You have already known. You have already known the percentage way. 2, you can unite to form a coalition government. or alliances. Yes, a coalition. The Conservative Party can have a small party, or in Israel, and they work together. Kakati today, in absence of such factors, what do we get? So far, where they have united, they have been defeated in by-elections. But Bobiwine is very important. One, Bobiwine, it has emerged now, is after an examination, you know the best students in the school. Bobiwine emerged the leader of opposition.
Meaning that is one of the wise men.
Now is the spokesperson and leader of the opposition in Uganda. Previously, it could not work because if Bessie attended and Mugisha Muntu attended and Bobiwine attended, who would you decide to sponsor? As you would take Bobiwine as an underdog. But the results have proved that Bobiwine is now the legitimate leader of the opposition.
Beautiful.
Two, of all of the leaders, is the one who is coming up with a permanent structure, a party headquarters.
You appreciate that also?
Yes. The other point is that he is a tactful man, very cunning and shrewd. He knows that his brother is likely to have a by-election, to participate in a by-election, has started their way before the by-election by campaigning for other people, has forged the unity before the by-election in Kampala. If Bobiwine has been campaigning, if you took this alliance of campaigning for opposition people, what does it mean? Are you going to change the goalposts once you reach Kampala? So Bobiwine knew, because in Uganda they know, the fact that the Court of Appeal returned the judgment, the earlier judgment, to the lower court involving Nserukandi. Why didn't they pronounce themselves as they did other cases? And they said, this judgment should be sent to us. So they gave the challenge to the lower court, meaning that the lower court cannot decide, cannot favor. You cannot have, it's like saying, if you send your kid to buy an item from a shop, a neighboring shop, and you see the kid coming back with the item, can you give it back?
No.
Yes. Kakati insereko yako kebamukola abalamuzi. The balamuzi did not pronounce themselves. It means the Court of Appeal judgment was influenced by some people, a powerful force that wanted Insereko to play game in order to survive. Understand it?
I do.
Yes. Boche bayagala Nsereko amuteke mu panic. And as a result, Nsereko has brought this bill of
cyber.
Yes. Chibali bamwagalako kyokka bwe bakukola. Basooka ne bakuteeka mu puzzle. In order to escape the puzzle, you go inside their net. That's what I've refused for the last 10 years. Do not force me into their net. No. Nobody can force me into their net. I will not talk to them. Talking to them, they started the war, let them end it. I'm innocent. I do not participate in their crimes. I did not share a coin from their crimes. Therefore, I have no solution to their crimes. I have no solution. Kakati boche bakukola. Tumuwavuze nyu, tumujoge, ajenga duka. Tuwakati mubulaka mailing. Oyo mutanu wa mirunto bimuko. Tukira wazana muti. Embere ribeerawo. If we are going to negotiate, first put my money on my account. Not to humiliate me. No, because when somebody gave me money, it was taken. He must come on his knees. Who can come on his knees? Okay.
Mukono Mirundi, what's your advice? Don't you support the system of reuniting to a gutted
if we are not, no, because in an absence of an election, if you go early at a tap with the pipe of water, without water, what's your coming early help you? If you go to a waterless tap and you come early, what helps you? If you go to school on a Sunday, only to sit in the front benches when other students have not come. Even
What do you mean, Mr. Miron?
When do you unite? They can only unite not to defeat Museveni, because it is early. Politics is played in the present tense. The factor that will determine the future politics of 2026 have not emerged. Politics is not predictable, not at all. Politics is not predictable. Kakati, what can they do? What do we benefit from their unity now? If the president, when the president, you see in the political science, they tell us that if we want to solve a problem, create a contradiction. What the president has done is to create a contradiction. He has appointed Mao. So these people are saying, if Mao can dine with Museveni, it is people will condemn us if we don't. So Museveni, Mao's appointment changed the political landscape. And you don't know, those who are against Mao, who are perceiving Mao as a possible successor, who cannot come out openly to attack him, they will channel their money here in the United Front. The local mafias who fear Mao, because Mao was used in an early election. Mao cannot forgive those who depleted his Democratic Party. Tasobola basonyi. Ekitegeeza Mao nabana abadde bakuba muhoozi. Immediately Mao was fire seized on muhoozi, because they are seeing Mao as a serious contender.
Contender for presidency?
Yes. Mao has, I'm a political scientist, Mao has all of the chances of ruling. In fact, he's number 2 next to Muhoozi.
Yakutugamba nti mu NRM mwenanga bemubaddemu mubadde temuna magezi gafuna.
Ate wulira.
Nati mbuzo muleta mutati mount mwenna badde mu NRM.
We have rules. A president cannot hand over power to a person who will cultivate his own political power base within a very short time. A president, a retiring president, cannot hand over power to a person who can undermine his future. Can Mao hand over Museveni to Hague? But when you look at it, that's why Moi could not risk Raila Odinga. Moi refused. He could not risk Raila Odinga, but he got a political novice. Raila Uhuru. Yes. Because what are the catchment areas? A first family can produce. These people have been maligning Muhoozi, thinking that when they malign Muhoozi, they will get another person. That person cannot win. I told you, see a mutamu, Taina wa isamutu, abantu bayika mu luguudo. Kakati ekyokubiri nti mu opposition ejja mwani. Bobiwine is not trusted.
How? Mr. Mnuti.
A Muganda cannot be trusted. Baganda worship different.
Why do you blackmail Baganda? Why do you blackmail people?
Agende wamayika nga agende w'omutanda nga muwe ebiragiro. Omuganda tumuwa buyinza. Omuganda tali decisive.
Boboni yasalawo.
Ono w'ekimeme yakati asiga bifaananyi by'abakabaka bassekabaka. Wabalabako gwe mwana gwe. Omulenzi ono yalaba ku abo basiga ebifaananyi. N'omulenzi bw'atabba kutawummula. Omulenzi ono ye bw'aba tasomyeko olunaku lumusala. Azeyo bassekabaka ab'edda ani yabalabako? Who are the living ones? Omwana tawummula yaleeta engalabi yaleeta ekiwoluko. Omwana yo buli kaseera. Abalayo akabadde mwana bbira seera. Omulenzi ye waabo badde sebubadde. Esebo kalabi.
So n'olw'ensonga eyo. Your point nkulu nje tulina okwogerako. Me individual, I believe as an individual to present there is a rule of changing. Yes. But if Bobiwine has decided tumugoberere oba ense mugoberere nebogamba is trusted, is loved, and people believe they have hopes in Bobiwine.
Nkubuulira nti abantu bwe babalonda abasika baabwe, where the president has influence, their rules. Even Museveni's family members who have expressed hostilities to him cannot take a power. Because unfortunately for you in Uganda, Museveni is not a hated man as you people want to portray him. Museveni has a certain percentage. Even if he comes back, he can win. So,
Kuruno.
Nkubulira anti mubo
tusaba omukama mirundi oyo 226.
Kubanga nze nkubulira ne gamba, what do you choose Museveni? Nze my complaint about Museveni is that has he not protected me from these people who have humiliated me and my family for the last 10 years. When I'm an innocent man.
Do you compare you as an individual to the entire nation?
But otherwise, I have not come across an accusation that goes directly to Museveni. But Bobi mafia bagala kumusula.
Never mafia bani abo.
How can he antagonize the people in the market, in the city, when people are going through economic hardships? No kina ne mu wino no omukozi no kyonkolo nyo wino kubanga aliwo abamutumayo sente abantu banoonya kakulya mu wino tituzimba wino tumutemye mu poloti.
Mr. Mirundi bogamba nti
abasajja bano kye banasiikuula abasajja bano bajja kuyiwa obalabe bwe baddu ate babamanyi ababbi bonna abantu babayina ku lukalala ojja kulaba badduka gwe bazingiziriza mu kibuga bwali fuluma oliwuli gwoga nti bano abatta abantu babamanyi Uganda batta abantu babajjamu ogadise babamanyi balinze bulinzi mbeera olaba ekyennyanja empuutanga etagalira ku lukalu nga ekyennyanja kivudde mu olabe bwe batwala bannakalema bannalwisa abo emisinde ogate babamanyi
awo tuve mukulu Mirundi. Omwana wa boda ayeyokyeza
ajoga abantu yenna abantu bamumanyi
Mirundi
waliwo olunaku lumu bakafunzaki eriyo olunaku lwa bakafunzaki bakafunzaki abayingira ebinnya by'emmere olaba abasajja ab'amagye abaddukanga ate abakiragala be babagoba kuba bayimbi sente bonga tebabawa olaba ejjeni badduka ate nga banne be bamugoba bambadde kiragala kuba bakamiliyoni sente kuba bano bayimbi sente bonga bandi y'amagye teyina nenkubulira
njakubuuzako mukulu does this government that you support here about its people
badduka ku lunaku lwayiribya
kyembuuza does this government care about its people omuvubuka wa boda yeyokyezza ng'ekimwokyezza nga bamubanja rate boda temulimu mafuta
is he the only person people react
people do you really care about Ugandans?
We have been rich people hanging themselves. We have seen this not is he the only one? What makes somebody to hang himself?
There are several things.
Yes.
But contribution of who?
No, it's not. But tata we are agenda okumusala yakubira Museveni esimu nti nzala omwana. You tell me we are Museveni gets responsibility. Nze nabagamba nti bemba mugamba ti government yebalabirire. Kiba kitegeeza nti okufunyisa mukazi w'olubuto funa ebbaluwa ku LC. That's what it means.
Omufuna omuntu akuyambeko.
Babategekere. Mima yikwalo si bwavu nti weebuli. Kwalo yange kuddira abantu balina emirimu gyabwe ne mujja bajjako. Abasajja bavubire mbalumba ku nnyanja naye nga mulumbye mpuuta kugibba mu nnuuni.
Not by whose contribution? Yes. This government as well.
Mulwera ne mugamba nti environment protection nga mubbamu musenyu.
The government.
Yanti gamba that's my concern. Nze concern yange teri mu ebyo birala. Concern yange eri mu kintu kimu nti mujjeko abantu emirimu mujje baali ekoledde. Bannayuganda si gwe kusoose okubeera mu mbeera embi. No, twabeerako ku scarcity of goods, twabeerako ku rationing, twabeerako amafuta ge basimbidde mu layini, twabeerako sukaali gwe basimbidde mu layini. This is not the first time. Twabeerako ku magendo nga all industries had collapsed. What happened? Ugandans had the money to buy these commodities. Nika tebayina sente. Why? You have deprived all their sources of income. Emirimu gy'abantu mugitutte mubagobye mu bibanja byabwe display kakati omuntu atalina watudde they are becoming if you register we can have millions of stateless people in Uganda who are evicted from their area. If you are evicted then you become landless and you cannot produce. So ekyo nze kyembagamba nze sikalina bintu kulinnya tetulina ne Museveni tabinako control. But the issue is nti mubajjeko emirimu gyabwe. Even those who are capable of buying these goods at these current prices mwababbako n'emirimu gyabwe.
Today you've sounded heartless. Omwana na yeyokyo wa boda.
ati tumukolere ki ensi yaffe si ya welfare.
Does an individual, a single Ugandan matter?
What about omwana gwe bagobye mu ssomero olwa school fees?
But all it's a contribution of the state.
Kyekubuulira ate how tetulina welfare state. Kyenkugambye ti Nambooze ye agenda mu America, lwaki Bobiwine tawa mwana oyo sente?
Extra Nambooze mu America, it was damaged by the state.
Lwaki Bobiwine si awa omwana oyo sente? Lwaki leader of opposition tawa mwana oyo sente?
Mwe mwaleeta ebizibu, mwe mwamukulu, mukazi
mwamugongo bwe mutyo ne mwagiwinga bwe mutyo. Nze nkugambye ti when I'm doing more opposition work than the opposition. That's why I'm loved by people.
But sometimes you damage the opposition people.
When I go to Butambala, they will not chase me away like Mwanga. In fact, I will get people to welcome me there. If I go to Butambala now, yes, because anti abayi inciting atayina kya bamuziga alisitula bizimbe. Mwanga bamuziga alisitula bizimbe. Sente ziringa njaga. Kati ate bano abamuleetera obuzibu Mwanga. Kati ate kati bagenda muddukako. Boka tusaba kuziga nti abantu bakuweddeko nga batema. Nga badduka n'obujozi bwabwe nga bubafa bugenda bubanyookako nga tebakwana y'omulala nga naye bamwonoona nga bakwana y'ono nga bamwono kati bakusasira bayimbawo. Kati the man who is defending NRM in Kampala is Uhuru, whom kusasira referred to as Enkonwa, half-baked. Kati yayimirizaawo NRM.
Mirundi wali n'omwana omuvubuka yeetaddeko ekipiira ne yeeyokya naye nga bamutaasizza. But all these are signs nti ensi abantu baweddemu essuubi.
Kakati ojja kulabayo n'atema Land Road ejjambiya. We are all going through hardships.
But why should we live in such a state?
Anti nkubuulidde economic hardships Museveni oba ne mu kalulu k'e Kenya baakyusizza kawunga baga ka kilo 2 naye tekazzeemu kufuluma. Abantu bakateeka mu gundi endala nga Uhuru anoonya mu kalulu. In an election, this is what we call the Sire period. Even under Sire period in Kenya, things remained high. It's an international trend. What are we going to do to these people? Nebo n'ogamba ebyo bye bakola. Kakati abantu beebutuutu badde miliyoni 5 zaasiibyewo abaziisa abaki buli omu azinono.
Era abantu beyongedde okufa.
Anti oba wadde ki?
Nati Nabbanja, Prime Minister.
Anti kyenkubuulira. Even 10 million tezibamala. Kubanga this is going to be a continuous process.
You are the political scientist. Science kyali wakati awo. Nti Museveni wagamba ba miliyoni 5 ne beyongera okufa.
Anti kakati ne mawulire bakuba nti bali 10 oba 5 nga bamuli bakolagana nabo mu Prime Minister's office. The number will increase. But do you know the source of that problem area? May I know it because I'm in Uganda and I will create a stampede. Sijja kyogera.
But tubuuse.
Nedda.
Tubuuse.
Sijja kukyogera.
Tukimanyi nti wali aba China.
N'aba Prime Minister n'abagambi.
Tukimanyi nti wali aba China bablocking ebintu ebyo.
Uganda ekyo kankireke. Accidents zibeerawo.
Nati mugamba biwoowolo kutega kubba biwoowolo.
Simanye. But what I know is that small money cannot help a person. Kubanga bonna oluzigulya nti obukadde 10 ne bazikuba mu mawulire nga buli omu ajja akusaba.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Nze HE Bobiwine omusomi w'edduwa ntereeza ensonga z'amaka ebyenfuna n'endwadde ezitategeerekeka. HE Bobiwine omusomi w'edduwa nsiŋŋaanibwa ekitigoma ku lw'ejjinja. Bw'obanga otuuse ekitigoma mu ttawuni ku stage osobola okuba ku nnamba z'essimu ezo z'olaba zitambula. Gwe wenna ali ewala oyinza okuyita ku mukutu gwaffe ogwa WhatsApp ku layini eyo eya MTN obudde bwonna mbeerako. Bw'obanga otuuse ekitigoma ku stage osobola okulaba aba boda ne bakuleeta awaka oba n'onkubira ku nnamba z'essimu ezo.
Awenjagala okubuuliza, Ministry of Disaster Management mu Uganda ekyakola?
Tekola bagiwadde magye. It would be a department in the army. Because if you have been asking, if I'm a foreign journalist and I go to interview the Minister of Disaster Preparedness, what items would I expect to find in the compound?
Rescue resources.
Yes. Are they there?
They are not there.
Yes. Why should you have an ambulance without tires and fuel? You have a fire brigade vehicle which does not have water. Kakati.
Is it not what we call failed government?
Give it to the military.
But do you think everything is militaristic?
Yes, that ministry shouldn't be there. Ministry eruddawa. Tell me any country where it is there.
Ministry of Disaster Management.
Where is it? Locusts were defeated by the soldiers.
Those are your.
When you brought to the local defense people, the trigger happy people, they killed the people during the COVID. They had to be with the drone. So instead of creating ministries to award the people who are completely useless, why don't we surrender this role of disaster handling to the army? They will buy the equipment.
Nega kakati. Lwaki ennaku zino President Museveni okwogera ayogera buli wiki naye luli yayogera nga waiso myezi 4 myezi 3 wamala mulaba olwola.
I think President Kyaliko has realized that he is the only person who can attract the attention of the people. Yes. Anti nkubulya mu government ye. No, mu government ye. But trustinga ye. Kuba mwena alemu. Nobody speaks authoritatively. Bambabazi bavaamu balugunda. Kakati the problem is who can talk authoritatively about an issue? He himself only. He yabyemanyidde ebintu bye. Ate kati bagenda kusanga obuzibu. Kubanga if you bypass Kirunda n'omuleka wunga deputy kitegeeza yetali kifuna.
Ajja kifuna.
Gundi. No. Nabusai, about the experienced journalist, about that's what Quantica soldiers have media about Dajman. You give it to soldiers, some paramilitary, but I'm not mind. I don't. When you pick interest in a marriage, a home you left a long time ago, it means that you are still interested. Me, what I was answering your question, that the president is coming always is as a media expert. Is attributed to the fact that he has known that the only person who can handle the prevailing situation articulately is him. Anti omwazinyi kankubuli abazanyi baba 10 alaba omwezi bakuga nti omwezi agula batukuwadde n'essimu naye okutegeera nti omwezi gulabise ogenda kutegeera ku Kampala mukadde because mulimu balayers abajja okulimba ng'enjala ebaluma kakati results tebayinza kukkiriza kufulumya zizo. Results must be centralized. Oyinza okufulumya ebibyo noga nti Kampala bamuwangudde abantu okubajjamu okuyingira nga ekizibu. So I think this is the element I can buy this, that the president has realized that is the only person who can handle this situation adequately, convincingly, kuba for him he knows. Kati bano olaba crisis eri mu government. What is the crisis? Aba boda bokka bali mu Kampala Nabanja ayogera, minister ayogera, ona ayogera. What does it mean? They don't have centralized authority, or they involve their own personal interest in the exercise. Awiye yejira yenyini kubama nyiba nobonna misrepresenting facts.
Do we have active structures in NRM?
Yeah, but at the times when during the war, does everybody talk?
No.
Me, I'm not saying something good, but if the president comes on a daily basis, he will lose his value. Bajja kukimanyira president nga takyakola mitwe. You imagine
headlines
when it comes to a press conference, to a campaign, president atandika na front page agenda okumala week ngali ku page 3 nga takyakola mutwe. Why? Museveni has the same message throughout to Uganda. Yetasanga unagamba njaba amasajalaze ebyo byabesiji na Bobiwine nja kuta abana bamwe nja kuba Museveni's message is packaged the same way. what has said this, he says this in one place, and it is a problem that when we are writing, even journalists when they are writing, after a few days, then he goes back to page 3. So when me, I wouldn't support a situation whereby the president comes, they have spokespersons from the police or government, even media center. What they should do is that they should give accurate information.
Absolutely.
This Minister of Information doesn't know what he is doing. Because the Minister of Information, it should be the public relations officer of cabinet. But they have a lot of duplications. Ofano, who is a spokesperson of the party, does not attend the cabinet.
He's not trusted.
No, he does not attend the cabinet. How can you, if you are not attending the cabinet, this, the minister, Bariumus, I choose the alleged that Never had been killed by government, implicated himself. He lost credibility. You cannot rebrand somebody to do credible work.
They can.
Hey, Katishabayina. Do people respect Bariumus?
No.
According to his past.
You can go.
And
he was not trusted. The
president believes, has a wrong perception over the media. The most powerful people are always ministers of information.
Yep.
National guide. Obetes Anyoti was a smart guy. Even this man, Uhuru Kenyatta, in addition to having his media institutions, media outlets, Uhuru has been having an expert in media. In addition to that, there was Tuju. This man called it Tuju. Tuju, I think, he also did something on media in America. Okay. He's a diplomat. So, a person to come and talk on behalf of government, a person to come and represent the cabinet in a factionalized government like ours, where people want to change, what they do is when they are quoting Museveni's letter, we call it what? Deception. They misuse. Museveni has told us that people should not collect money, in the market, the vendors. When for them, they collect it. But who can write about it? Food and money.
Nga tunataka kumaza mukulu mirundi ne ebbeeyi y'ebintu kimu erinnya waggulu naye ng'ekyokukola kyo tetunnakiraba kimu nenga who has the powers to decide.
Did you do economics?
Yes, I did.
We call it market forces. Are you going to shoot prices?
But ono omukyala lwe yazona ambassador wa Russia ayazona mu Uganda yabuzizza biki products zemujja mu Russia. Because the parliament were telling us nti otolwe Russia they treated ebitu okulinnya. What we buy in Russia?
I think oba we palire oba ki. But you see, oyinza okusanga nga Abamerika abo ba European gundi sente zaabwe zibadde bateeka mu non-government organizations ezibadde zijja through bilateral nga bazikendeezezza to add on their the sanction, the impact of the sanctions, backward and forward linkages.
Okay.
Tuyinza okubanga tetuli directly involved. Naye nga sente zebabadde batuwa because of what situation. Bw'osoma why Kenya has a stronger economy than other East African countries is one. During the First World War, all of the transport channels were blocked from Europe. So the European settlers who depended on European products decided to put up small industries for corrugated, for bread, for what, to be produced in Kenya. This gave the Kenyans a chance to establish a strong economy because of the settlers. So if you say that we don't have any item from Russia, but you can find out if Russia has lent money to Uganda, What if Russia says now I'm in a war situation? I need my money back.
Maybe.
Yes. So you can think that one item can lead to another.
Yep.
Yes. But when you argue that why do you blame the war in Ukraine on something that is not edible here?
Okay.
That I can understand.
Akatalekeka, what do we learn from Kenya's elections as Ugandans?
Yes.
Because it seems Kenya's elections seem to be organized.
We are going to have, no,
us,
Kenya are not organized. They are trading insults. They are also misplacing. They are also making wide allegations against other candidates. What is going to happen, what the results they are seeing today, were done in 2007 when Uhuru and Ruto were indicted after killing the people. The travel bans that these Europeans have imposed on our people, the accusation of human rights violations, that's why Museveni is mitigating them. Anybody do you hear about safe houses? Do you hear about Narufenya?
Yep.
Do you hear about why? It is because other players have are now taking over. It could be that the safe houses are there. It could be it could be that the safe houses are there, but they are handled by different people.
Okay.
Or the people who are supposed to be in these safe houses are the ones who are there. Previously, anybody fighting over a woman, fighting over a chivanja, allegations, squeezing money from people. So, to go back to your question, the Kenyans are enjoying the fruits of ICC. Once Uhuru was humiliated and left the president and entered the Hague court, humbled himself, the Kenyans realized that the Hague is not a joke, and nobody can risk now to be taken to Hague.
So Uganda should learn from that.
That's what they are going to do here. These are the results of Bobiwine, because Bobiwine raised the dust and prepared. The government was not prepared, and people panicked, and they wanted to implicate Mohos in these violations, human rights violations. So as a result, they committed a number of human rights violations in front of cameras. They didn't know. They said they thought that we were sending, intimidating Bobiwine, denying him access to hotels where he had paid, denying him, putting him in political, subjecting him to uncalled for tear gas. Now, those who have suffered the red card understand it better. If you ask a man like Kandiko card to come back to Uganda, why? His name cannot go through the banker system. If you have a travel ban, you don't go to the US, you don't even visit your people. Even if they give you a limited time to sell your properties, you joke with the travel ban. So, what the Kenyans are enjoying today is not because the angel government has visited them. They fear to commit atrocities because of the precedent they went through. Yes, they got it from the examples, vivid examples, that Uhuru had to surrender, and we are lucky. And they have not dropped cases against Ruto. They wanted to work as a noose to prevent him from committing more atrocities.
Okay.
They even came with a law, the hate speech law. And some big people are arrested and charged. What is happening in Uganda is that even if you bring a good law, a law is in many countries, that's what I wanted to tell you, Sereko. A law is like a blind kid. It doesn't know its parents. But in Africa, a law is like a cobweb. It doesn't
smash it away anytime.
And a cobweb traps small insects. This is the difference between Kenya and Uganda now. These Americans and Europeans have now known who can control, who can force African governments to make a reform.
One thing I've appreciated from you nti okkiriza nti His Excellency Bobiwine nti ye ng'omuntu yabateekako akazito.
Anti yajja kumulisa bwenga tebakitegeera.
Ate yabagamba nti nja bamulisa.
N'agenda mu kkooti n'awaaba omusango n'aguggyayo. Ate kkooti neegusala. Obunyeddolo n'agwa. Ate osala guliwa nagwejjiddeyo. Ate ne babirwanira mu kisaaki n'aleeta minority support. Tegusalwanga. Ate osala guliwa. I've withdrawn the case. Except if you say that don't waste court's time. Naye kakati you declare Museveni yawangula on the basis of what? The man withdraw the case.
So tawangulanga.
And kubudia yete yafuna declaration ya court. Teyagenda yo to get justice. Yagenda yo kubaza Nyakabadi. Unye nalugwamu.
Naga mu trap.
What you see for us we do. What does Bobiwine get from a court judgment to be condemned? According to the law, according to the judgment, that was the past after the elections you lost. Mbabazi went to court because Mbabazi tactically nullified the elections. The court tactically nullified the elections. Why? They gave us 10 commandments that had to be implemented before the next election. Meaning, what Mbabazi got was that elections were not fair. Because if somebody tells you, in the future, when you are boiling sauce, always mix it with the salt. What does it mean? It means Mbabazi yabakuba. Mbabazi yali abalamuzi bagamba ti ensonga zino 10 mwino ziteeka mu nkola ng'okulonda okuddako tekunnakola ki
tekunatuuka
ekitegeeza mukuno tezabaddemu kwabadde kufu
tuddemu tulonde tukole by election of president
kubulira tebakitegeera waliwo akugamba ekintu and you don't understand it nti mukula bwakugamba nti elections the leaders in it support to each other during the election, leading to the split in the vote in the population. NRM supporters, you cannot at the same time say nti twawangudde okujja kongo otaddeko twali wangudde na 90% naye twawangudde na 60 kuba twalwanyi naye bw'oyogera ebyo immediately after the election they have an adverse impact on the elections tebabitegeera
awo tugenda okutandikira olunaku oludda
tuziyita conclusive
omukamanga nsimbi ekitugenda okwogerako omukamanga nsimbi maasa ndowooza ku Mande ekyabazadde ekya minisita Opendi okuddamu okugamba nti tebagenda kuddamu kukiza muyimbi yenna kugenda mu masomero
naye nti balina drama group zaabwe lwaki amasomero tegakyaliragana tuyina abayimbi abatakunama nga ndagire bakawalya
bebagendayo
uyina okumanya abaana baagala ki yes kubanga restricted abaana so bwe bakulagira omuyimbi ow'okuleeta naye kankubuulire amasomero bagoononye when everybody is okay. How can you encourage omwana mu campaign z'aba prefect najja n'emmotoka najja ne bandi ya police kyava baleeta Sheba? Where are we going? Where is the minister of simanyi bamuyitaani
Opendi
Morals
ethics and integrity?
Where is he? Eyo nayo yafa kubanga tebagitegeera. Minister of ethics, we don't have unified ethics. We fall into different tribes or nationalities. Integrity would be in government yali badde ngai gigi gwaina yali mu office ye. Integrity where? Integrity everywhere?
No.
Can we have a uniformity integrity?
It's quite hard.
Yes. Integrity in government. The conduct of your to put discipline in your ministers.
Bobi nyini bote balina pieces.
Ati kyenkubuulira tebamanyi.
Mama akuna ma
baba twala bajje babatwali babakole definition ya ministries ezo.
That's why kwa mulimbo guno basomesa. Awo tugenda okusuka kusuka wano. Omukama w'ekisane tendo tumbagaliza okubeera obulungi. Ndi musajja mukadde. Tokyasolwa minister. Kale oyo gwe bayita senior Tamale emirundi olunaku luno olwaleero ebyasobodde okutugamba nti ye nga ba ministers of integrity ye mwenyi kyalina okukola kintu kyokka nti bagende batandike okubasomesa nemwe nabadde ku show olunaku lwaleero mwebale nnyo mwebale ddala temujjango okwo. Don't forget to subscribe and share our content all the time. People in diaspora twatumiddeko nnyo okuli Sarah Momo okuli Wansoro okuli Serunjoji Hamedi ambassador for Flash Channel Uganda ali omukata namwe mwenna abali mu Abdaba abali mu Oman bali South Africa Kenya Tanzania all over wanaono mu Uganda okutwaliza wamu mwena tubagala nnyo. Don't forget mwebalo kutuwagira. Thank you so much for sharing and thank you so much for supporting us every time. Tuchaza bana abantu abenjalo kumana we need to keep updating you ku bintu ebiri mu Safe Uganda. Nabo bo nyacho sobola okutugamba. Don't forget. You can look for us. Our numbers are always there. If you want to be with us all the time, be with us. Ate necha ekisembera ddala njaga bategeeze kiri right now. Gumukutu bayita Jaja Nopu ya Rugaba William bana now this is the third week tumuzizayo ku kitanda ali bubi nnyo. So you can call us tulabe kye tusobola okukola okumuyamba asobole okudda engulu. Is totally terrible. Ali bubi nnyo. Please you call us, we shall see what we can do. We need your support, we need your help asobole okudda engulu. Is currently mudwaliro. I may not mention the ekifomwali mpozi nga afuna no mugwanga nenga ali ku kitande sawa zino. Now this is the third week, now he can't talk, but you can go through our number 0772 915165 0772 915165. Please, we need your help. Sobole kumuyamba mukulu bya Rugaba asobole okudda engulu. Abadde akatandika okutera naye olumbe lumozizaayo wansi. Now currently it's a kidney problem. Duli abadde cancer cancer of somewhere, prostate cancer ne kakati yo mwebale kumujanja kakati kidney yalese ebizibu ali ku kitande sawa zino. Kindly call us tulabe kye tusobola okumukolera asobole okudda engulu. Ajikabogoza alombeddwa nawe tukutumiddeko nnyo mwenna ate bwe musobola. You can find us on our website as well, www.theflashlightug.com. That's our website. You can visit it no information endala. Ku Twitter ojja tusangayo, ku Facebook ojja tusangayo. Tusigale nga tuweereza eggwanga lyaffe. Tubagaliza okubeera obulungi mwenna abadde ku program akanzika leero. Mubeere bulungi mweraba.